Real College Radio 91.3 FM and the Metal Meltdown. What's up? It's Turbo here with you, your resident bringer of doom, death, and destruction. Earlier this week, I had a chance to speak with Rob Zombie about his upcoming film, Halloween 2. You might have heard about it. I also got to speak with him about his forthcoming release, Hellbilly Deluxe 2. So we're going to give you a little bit of that interview right about now. Check it out. It's a 91.3 and Metal Meltdown exclusive. Get ready to meet the creeper himself, Rob Zombie, on the Metal Meltdown. I'd like to say, first of all, it's just an honor and a privilege to get to talk to you, man.
Thanks.
One of the first questions I have is, tell me what led you to choose Halloween as a movie project.
I didn't really pick it in a way. It sort of picked me. You know, I never went out. I never even thought about doing anything with Halloween. And then, you know, much like the way things go in life, you know, you just get these calls to meet with different producers and people about projects. And sometimes you don't even know what the hell they want to talk about. And I had a meeting about 3 years ago, and they wanted to talk about reinvigorating Halloween.
I've heard that or read that this second Halloween you actually didn't want to do. What made you go ahead and decide to do the second Halloween?
Yeah, I was really, really burnt out after I finished the first Halloween, and the thought of, like, you know, going back, and I felt like I just did what I wanted to do, and I couldn't really think of anything else to do. I was just burnt out about the whole thing of Michael Myers and whatnot. But then as time went on, you know, a year and a half went by, and I was thinking about it. You kind of like, you know, you kind of regenerate yourself, and you start thinking about it. And I was very excited because I was to go back, and now that I had all my characters established, I could really take it to the next level because I didn't have to do any backstory. I didn't have to do anything that had come before, and I thought, like, well, I could really make this one 100% my own, whereas with the first one, I didn't feel that I had quite done that. So that's why I came back and did it.
As far as your Halloween versus the other Halloweens that have been done, how do you feel that yours compares to the other versions?
Well, I think the John Carpenter one is sort of like the classic, clearly. You know, I mean, you can't, like, that's like frozen in time as this classic movie, much as, like, Psycho is, you know? So it sort of stands alone. But I think, Halloween, my Halloween 2, I think it's amazing. I don't like to say why I like mine better than other people's work. It doesn't seem right, but I think it's awesome, and people are going to go crazy for it.
I'm going to have one more question for you in respect to movies. The Devil's Reject is a huge hit with a lot of people who love horror movies. Where did the idea for that movie come from?
I always wanted to make a Western, essentially, and that was my first inspiration for that movie. I wanted to make sort of a violent Sam Peckinpah-style Western, and that's how the inspiration just kind of grew. You know, I mean, it's like a 70s style horror movie, but it's really underneath it all, it's a Western. It's basically a sheriff hunting 3 outlaws who killed his brother. A very classic sort of Western story, how that all came about. From his directing debut, the prequel to Devil's Rejects, here is Rob Zombie with House of a Thousand Corpses.
Police have identified more victims and plan on more than just the 4 murder charges filed today.
Confirm earlier reports of cannibalism.
You were listening to the Metal Meltdown on 91.3 FM RSU Radio. Hey, what's up? Turbo here with you. If you're just tuning in, last week I had the chance to speak with Rob Zombie about his film and music career, and one of the questions I had for him was, is there going to be any acting in your future?
No, I get offered acting roles all the time, strangely enough, and I always turn them down just because, I don't know, acting is a very specific skill, and I've never done it before, and there's nothing worse than watching someone who is bad at acting, and I really don't do things unless I really have a passion for it.
What is your greatest influence in showbiz, musically or in cinema?
I think that, truthfully, maybe the one person who influenced me the most as a kid and who I'm now good friends with and is a great guy to talk to is Alice Cooper, because he was just so ahead of the curve. I mean, I don't think people really realize, unless you're a real fan and you go back and look at the stuff he was doing early in his career, how it's like he invented everything. He was doing it way before anyone was doing any of that. I mean, he was doing that stuff opening up for the Doors, you know what I mean? So, except for maybe like Frank Zappa, there was nobody else quite as out there as Alice, and he just started it all. I mean, I've always been a huge, huge fan.
Earlier we were talking to you about your film career, and we're talking with you about your influences in music right now. You have a new album getting ready to come out. What can you tell us about that?
Well, I'm very excited about this record, just because it's been a while since I had a new record, and It's the first record I've ever really that I've made in, God, I don't know, 15 years with my actual band in place. I've been making solo records now for a long time with a sort of rotating roster of musicians, but this is now the first time I made a band album.
You're going to have a supporting tour, obviously. I mean, a big U.S. tour. Can we expect to see that?
Yeah, we start October 15th in Japan, and then we come back to the U.S. and kick it off on Halloween in Los Angeles.
You just mentioned that you're playing with an actual band. Can we expect to see like a White Zombie reunion tour at any time in the future?
No. That'll never happen.
Well,
some bands fall apart for a reason and they stay apart. Some bands get back together, but this band will not be getting back together.
Well, there it is. You heard it from the horse's mouth. Rob Zombie letting us know that there will be no more White Zombie, but with his new band and a new album coming out called Hellbilly Deluxe 2. Check it out. This is Sick Bubblegum. Rio College Radio 91.3 FM and the Metal Meltdown. Hey, what's up? Turbo here with you. If you're just tuning in, we've been speaking with Rob Zombie. We've talked about his film career, his music career, upcoming album. I just had to know, how does he get in such incredible shape to put on his live stage shows? I've always noticed, I've seen you live twice. I saw you with White Zombie, and I've seen you on one of your solo tours. You absolutely explode on stage and run and scream and sing probably better than just about anybody I've ever seen live. What kind of conditioning program do you put yourself through in order to be able to do that, if any?
Well, when a tour is coming up, I think the whole band does it. We take it very seriously, so we really try to get in good shape because the shows are pretty grueling. But then once you're on tour for long enough, the shows just kick your ass as it is. So you get into just incredible shape. I don't even get tired. We come off stage and we're like, let's play again.
Wow.
You do become like an athlete almost.
Real quick, too, I guess our time here is just about up. I got to say, last but not least, my girlfriend made me promise that I would tell you that she just thinks you're just absolutely awesome.
Oh, tell her thanks very much.
I can't wait for the new album. I'm super excited.
Awesome, man. Thanks.
All right, thanks a lot.
Hey, it's Rob Zombie. You're getting your face melted with turbo on 91.3 FM.